Hi everyone, this is Michelle from Granite State Stampers, and this is the card that we're going to make today. It's made using the Upsy Daisy stamp set and the Dots Designs Rub Ons, and I just love the color combination. So let's get started. The base of the card is an 8.5 by 5.5 piece of confetti white cardstock. I like to use confetti white when I'm using it for a base of a card because it's a little bit thicker than the Whisper White, and it holds up better. And this is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And then it seems like there's a lot of layers, but it's not. It's just piecing it together a little bit. There's a certainly celery layer at the top, which is 5 by 1.5. And then we have a confetti white layer, which goes underneath our rub-on. This one's a little bit big. Right now it's at 1 by 5.5 because that's what the rub-on is, and I will trim the ends down after to make it 1 by 5. And then our chocolate chip layer, which is 1 1/4 by 5. We have the confetti white layer, which is 2 3/8 by 2 7/8. A certainly celery layer, which is 2 1/8 by 2 5/8. And then the layer that our image is stamped on, which is 2 by 2 1/2. So let's get started, and we'll do the rub-on first. Set the card aside. Okay, so you want to center this over the top of the confetti layer, and I'm going to be holding it up just so I make sure to get it centered. And again, it really doesn't matter end to end, because we are going to be trimming the ends off, just as long as it's kind of centered top to bottom. Yeah, top to bottom. It's a little bit sticky, so this is part that can be tricky. There we go. Okay, set it down. We'll rub it down. The back is a little bit sticky, so it will stay there. And the rub-ons come with a popsicle stick. And just pretty much just rub. I try to rub in one direction on one end, just to get it down really nice. Just burnish it a little bit. The edges on this tend to stick fairly easily, and the middle will pull a little bit, so you just want to be careful when you're releasing this from pulling the top off, releasing it from the paper. Okay, now we'll try to start peeling. Oh, it's peeling fairly well. I don't know if you can notice it, but as I peel it up, the center tends to bubble up a little bit. It's a wider piece, so as I pull, I just use my finger and press it down, and it goes right down. And if you get any like little lines, just rub them a little teeny bit, really gently with your finger, and they will lay down nice and flat. And there we go. Now let's get my paper trimmer and trim off the ends. So we are at a 5-inch strip. Okay, we'll set that aside, and we will stamp our image. I'm using the daisies from Upsy Daisy with chocolate chip ink. And a trick I have, sometimes with the solid image stamps, they don't make as clean and as solid as an image as I like. So I will tend to use my Stamp-A-Majig, but not in the way that you normally use it. Just ink it up. I don't know if it's just my stamp or my ink pad, but make sure the middle of the image gets nice and inked. Okay. And I know I want the taller flowers. I want this side part of the stamp down, so I will just set that right over that part, over the paper, and press. And before I lift it up, I'll take my Stamp-A-Majig and I'll actually lay it up against the block and hold it there. Okay, and see how it's pretty faded right there. So I won't move this, and I'll just ink it up a couple more times. making sure to get the spots that, and then stamp. Okay, it's a little bit better, but still those middle couple of flowers. Okay. Okay, and that's pretty good. It's still a little teeny bit speckled. But I like that. Okay, and then I just take when I tape something down, I just take it and twist it, and that releases it. A lot easier than trying to pull it up. Sometimes when you pull it up, it tears the paper. Okay, so now we'll start assembling. For the edges of my stamped image, I sponge those with a little bit of Certainly Celery ink. I like the way that looks. Okay. So I will take my crocodile, and with a smaller hole, you have something in there? I do. Set that aside. And I have 3 of the larger green threads from the rhinestones, those are the clear ones, excuse me, from the ice circles. Like 3 of the large ones. And I always tend to open mine up with a bone folder, or you start at my fingernail. I just get a flatter seat. Let me do it. That's what I said. Now we can assemble the card. I start with my top edge. And I will space it evenly, the sides and the top. And that'll give me the starting point to put the rest of my layers on. Okay, that's perfectly where I wanted it. Excellent. Okay, now the front of the card's done. This is what the inside looks like. I always like to decorate the inside of my cards. Sometimes I go a little overboard with layers and whatever, but I just want when people open the card up, I want the inside to be as nice as the outside. So this is what we're going to do for the inside. Okay, it's inked up nicely, and I'm going to stamp it off. You just want a faint image. Set the image aside. Now we can attach the inside. Okay, I first have a chocolate chip layer, which is 5 by 3 1/4, and on that I'm going to layer a layer of Certainly Celery, which is 4 7/8 by 3 5/8. Then we'll take the image, press. And this confetti white layer is 3 by 4 3/4, and this piece of chocolate chip is 1/2 inch by 4 3/4. There we go, and then we'll attach it to the inside of the card. Give it a press. I hope you like the card. If you have any questions or comments, you can visit me at my blog. It's www.grantstatestamper.com. Thanks for watching.